computer. So my theme for the theme as an organization that we move into, and I know it's a lot of leaders on the line as well too, and that's cool. October's focus point, you want to write this down. October's focus point is exposure. October focus point is exposure. So we're going to do something fun. In a whole month of October, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing promotions every week. I'm going to be doing promotions every week. I'm going to be coming out my pocket and I'm going to be doing promotions every single week. And, you know, starting, even though tomorrow, I'm starting today, leading all the way to the whole month of October, I'm going to be doing promotions every single Sunday. Every team calls, we're going to be doing incentives every single week, right? Y'all can go ahead and drop some fire in the chat box for that. But my vision for this was this. My vision for this is this. Exposure, basically expose people to the new mindset. This is the thing. Expose people to the new mindset. Expose people to the new mindset. And I'm gonna give you guys the definition of exposure. So the definition of exposure is the state of being exposed to contact with something. The state of being exposed to contact with something. And the second definition is this. To experience of something. Experience of something. That's the second definition of exposure, the experience of something. So why is this important? I'm gonna paint the picture in you guys' head. This is important because what we doing is basically this. We're exposing people to the information. I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing this, because we're exposing people to the information. We're exposing people to the products. We're exposing people to a new way of life, right? To a new way of living, to a new way of life, to a new way of living. And guess what? All of that boils down to us exposing them to a whole new mindset. Everything I was just mentioning, expose them to new information, expose them to the products, expose them to a new way of living, to a new way of life. All that boils down to exposing them to a new mindset. So new mindset. It's exposure that got me to where I'm at right now. It was me getting exposed to new informations, the products, this lifestyle, the conventions and things like that. Why that shape my new mindset in this environment, if that makes sense. That's why I want to talk about exposure. I'm gonna tell you this. Why? Because once your mind get exposed to something new, once your mind get exposed to something bigger, once your mind gets stretched, it can't go back to being normal. Once your mind gets stretched to new things, to new environments, to new information, to new associations, it can't go back to being normal. Why? Because you can always lose money, but you can never lose an experience. That's why exposure is so important, right? And understand this, guys, we come in different the rest of the year. We come in different. I want you to drop a 3 in the chat box if your life changed since you've been exposed to this information. Drop a 3 in the chat box if your life been changed since you've been exposed to this information. Drop a 3 in the chat box if your life been changed since you've been exposed to this information. Let's be transparent. This ain't even nothing though. We just getting started. You now y'all see why I'm saying exposure, right? Understand this, guys. This is really not a recruiting game. It's exposure. It's an exposing game. It's an exposure game, meaning we're raising our community's awareness. That's what exposure is. When you're exposing somebody, you're raising people awareness. You're raising their awareness. And we're shifting perspectives. It's a new way of living. It's a new mindset. You see what I'm saying? Perspective always drives performance. See, how you view what you do determines how you do what you do. How you view what you do determines how you do what you do. Your perspective on a thing, it determines your performance towards it. So if you look at it from the perspective of like, I'm raising my awareness, because half you guys on the line never even heard of something called money in minutes, even though we can't use that word no more. Half you guys wouldn't even know about NFTs if you haven't been exposed to this community. Half you guys wouldn't even know about the things that you know right now if you haven't been exposed to this information. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say exposure, right? Understand this, guys. Mindset wise, our people are behind. I'm gonna give you guys, check this out. Mindset wise, our people are behind when it comes to the wealth game. And what I mean by people are behind when it comes to the wealth games, I'm talking about the 4 C's. I'm talking about credit with the Retirers Network. I'm talking about credit, cash flow. I'm talking about crypto and contributions, right? Because the 4 C's, write this down. That's a mindset. The 4 C's, that is a mindset. If you guys did not know, well, what we talk about with the Retirement Network, the 4 C's is a mindset. Now, do you see why I'm saying exposure is our main focus point, right? And when you're exposing, you're sowing seeds, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, somebody drop "makes sense" in the chat box. I don't want to just talk, just to talk. I don't want to just talk to talk. If you feeling me, let me know if you feeling me. Okay, cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop. Let me hop on. I'm about to go ahead and drop the promotion, and then afterwards I'm gonna get into the call because this call gonna be good. Okay, cool. Okay, bet. Let's see. Let me go to my gallery. It's gonna be lit. Watch this. Can y'all see my screen? Can everybody see my screen? All right, cool. So the promotion that I'm running this week, and write this down, guys. Is it echoing? Jeez. Cool. Is it echoing? Am I echoing? No? Okay, cool. So the promotion that I'm running this week, this is gonna be valid from today into Saturday midnight. Check this out. This shout out customers, right? It's called the Wheel of Fortune. New Era presents Wheel of Fortune special promotion. Look at this. For any customer, you're a customer. For any customer that goes 2 and free, I don't have to do this. For any customer that goes 2 and free between today and Saturday midnight, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay for you for you have options. You could either have the options of a full paid off day at the spa. I'm paying for everything. Or you could choose between some AirPod Pros or some wireless Beats or $150 cash. This is for customers, just customers. Guys, I never seen a person do a promotion for customers before. Can we get some fire in the chat box? Like, can I get some fire in the chat box? This is for customers. For any customer that goes 2 and free, I'm gonna drop the screenshot in the chat box. But for any customer that goes 2 and free between today and Saturday, just like this week, you go 2 and free, you get an all paid off expense trip to the spa. I pay for everything. Or you can choose between some AirPod Pros or some wireless Beats headphones or $150 cash to put back into your trading account. It's up to you. But that's just for anybody that just goes 2 and free. Like that's you getting a free membership. That's you getting your education for free. So how it works is like this. When you go 2 and free, your name get put in a raffle, and then next Sunday, we're gonna do a live raffle like Wheel of Fortune on Zoom on this link, and we're gonna pick the winner live. So let's just say 4 people qualify and they go 4 or 5 people go 2 and free this week. Your name go on the Wheel of Fortune. So next Sunday, we're gonna spin the wheel live, and then if your name get picked, you win the drawing right there. You get to choose whatever you want, and then you can Monday, Tuesday, boom, right there. Choose your prize. Have it like that. But if that's lit, I mean, if y'all rocking with that, drop some threes in the chat box. If y'all rocking with that, right? I start out, like I said, I want to do something different. I want to do something for the customers. I want to do something, just anybody that's a customer. You go 2 and free this week. You enroll 2 people, get your 2 and free, get your membership free. You get to choose between those options, right? I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the chat box real quick. Boom. Go ahead and drop that in the chat box. All right, that's lit. Okay, cool. Dope. But okay, cool. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and jump into the call. So my topic today what I want to talk about, and I only have about 15 minutes with you guys, is I want to talk about leadership. I want to talk about leadership. And the reason why I want to talk about leadership is because leadership is the highest paid position in life. And leadership is the highest paid position in life. And a lot of people, what happens is they get in leadership roles, but they never study and understand leadership. They get into leadership positions, they get a title, but they never study leadership. So what that means is a person that gets into leadership or get into a leadership position and never studies leadership is really, you're capping your potential, right? And this doesn't just boils down to the business. This boils down to life, because you're a leader in life. This boils down to sports. This boils down to every single area of your life, because leadership is just leading first. You have to lead yourself first before you can lead other people, right? But leadership. And what I want to do is I want to give you guys a definition of leadership. So the definition of leadership is the action of leading a group of people or an organization. The action of leading a group of people or an organization, right? Or the second definition is the leader of an organization. That's what leadership is, the leader of an organization. And your organization can be your family, it can be your sports team, it can be this business, right? Leadership, period. And understand this, like I said, leadership is the highest paid position in the world. So if you think of leaders in the world, great leaders, think of Barack Obama. You know, he was a president. Think of LeBron James. Look how much money he made. Look at you know, different celebrities and things like that that you look up to. Drake. You know, look at his network. So look at his net worth. So all I'm saying is, this really boils down to everything. Leadership, like seriously. So it's a couple things I want to give you when it comes to leadership. So one thing is this: in leadership, how do you know who to give your time to? How do you know, like, why I need to invest my time? Why? Because great leaders, great business owners know how to invest their time into the right people. So it's a word called equip. I want to write this down. Equip. You have to equip every single body you choose to spend your time with, right? Especially if they're in this business, especially if you plan on, you know, going platinum to 1,000, platinum 5,000, chairman 10, and, you know, and above, right? Equip. Equip stands for this: evaluate. And when the E stands for evaluate. And when I'm evaluating somebody, what that means is I'm identifying if they have contacts and credibility. Does this person that I want to give my time to have contacts and credibility, right? So I have to evaluate them. That's the E. The second, the Q stands for qualified. The Q stands for qualified. Now I have to qualify them. Okay, cool. I identified that they have credibility and contacts, but the Q stands, the Q stands for qualified. How do I qualify them? Qualification means how teachable and coachable are they? Like, if you tell them to do ABC, do they do ABC, or do they just do AB? If I qualify them and I tell them to do something, is they gonna give me a but? Is they gonna question what I'm trying to tell them, even though I got the results? You have to qualify them. Because just because you have contacts and credibility, that doesn't mean that you deserve my time. I don't care, right? So you have to qualify them. How teachable and coachable is that person that you're gonna give your time to? Do they do things when you tell them to do it, or they do it on their own time? They don't do it. Are you not coachable? You disqualified, right? The U stands for unite. The U stands for unite. Once I evaluate them and I qualify them and they pass that 2 tests, now I need to unite with them. And how I unite with somebody, I start to spend time with them. That's when I begin to invest my time with them. I get on my time. Come to the crib. Let's chill. You see what I'm saying? Pull up on me. Now I'm uniting with them, right? You start to spend time with them. The I stands for invest. The I stands for invest. Now you begin to invest your resources into them. The same things that help you grow, you invest that into them. Meaning the same audios, the same books, the same mentors, all your resources, you begin to invest your resources into them. Why? Because they passed the E, the Q, the U, now you're on the I. Now you're investing into them. Why? Because great business owners, great leaders know how to invest their time into people that knows how to multiply. It's about being a good steward of your energy and your time and leadership. The P stands for position. The P stands for position to win. So now that I invested my resources into them, now it's time to position them to win. It's time to position them to go to the next level. Go platinum 600, go platinum 1000, go platinum 2000, platinum 5000, chairman 10, or whatever it is. This applies to anything that you do in life. If you with me, drop a 2 in the chat box if you with me. If you with me, drop a 2 in the chat box if you guys are with me. Drop a 2 in the chat box. If this is making sense, drop a 2 in the chat box. Why? Because leadership is the highest paid position in the world, the highest paid position, right? Understand this, guys. Every winning team has great depth. Every winning team has great depth. Every winning team has great depth. So understand this, guys. It has to shift. So you have to ask yourself, who are you working with to position to win so they can be next, the next up and coming success story or the next up and coming leader that's a part of your organization. You want to ask yourself that. These are questions you want to ask yourself to close out the year 2021. So we're going into 2022. Who are you working with? Have I identified who I'm actually spending my time with, who I'm going to equip? Because 2022 is creeping up on us very, very quickly, right? So we going into like the last 90 days of the year. So ask yourself these questions, right? So my responsibility as a leader is to identify and develop other leaders. My responsibility as a leader is to identify and develop other leaders, right? Understand this, guys. Leadership is multiplication. Leadership is multiplication. How do I see multiplication? I have to get to a place where I'm leading leaders and I'm not leading followers. Leadership is nothing but multiplication. Multiplication. I have to, how do I see multiplication? I have to get to a place where I can lead leaders and not lead followers, right? And that's the challenging part for most people, because most people just only lead followers and not leaders. Most people only lead followers and not leaders. If you want to see multiplication in your life, in your business, you have to identify leaders, because that's what a multiplication actually happens at. Understand this, guys. It's not leadership driven. Like I said, it's not leadership driven. It's followers driven. That's what most people, organizations look like. They lead followers. And I'm gonna get into depth on, what I mean by that. So understand this, guys. So what it looks like is a lot of people following the system, but they can't do anything outside of you. How you know you're leading followers is because you got a whole bunch of people joining your system, getting plugged in with you, but they attach to you, they dependent on you. That means that you're leading followers and not leaders. And multiplication happens when you lead in leaders, not followers. Because if people depended on you for every little thing, you're leading followers. You're leading followers. In life, if people depend upon you for everything, you're leading followers, not leaders, right? And leadership is the highest paid position in the world. Guys, in leadership, it's about the 3 Ds. It's about discovering talent, developing talent, deploying talent. Discover, develop, deploy. Discover, develop, deploy. It's about discovering new talent. It's about developing that new talent. How do I develop? Equip. It goes back to equip. Evaluate, right? I need to evaluate, qualify, unite, invest, position to win, right? Understand this, guys. It's not happening. Understand this, guys. If that's not happening, then you only have a business that's built on addition. You want to write that down. If that's not happening, you only have a business that's built on addition, right? And nothing's wrong with that, but you can't see explosive growth if it's only built on addition. What's up, Basava? Come on. I don't know. Come on. I got my sister right here. Oh, okay. She got the little baby. Got my little cousin. Okay. Everybody say what's up, Basava. They say what's up. Yeah. Wait, how many people got on there? We're gonna talk. But nevertheless, guys, you still with me? Cool. Like I said, if that's not happening, what that means is you can't have explosive growth in your organization. Because like I said, because that's only built on addition, and it has to be built on multiplication. So understand this, guys. People have to know how to do things independently of you once you set that example. People have to know how to do things independently of you once you set the example. So with me, why do you think I'm doing a call tomorrow? Because I want to show you guys how to do that so you guys don't have to be dependent on your leader. When I was in Chicago, you know, my Chicago organization is growing very quickly. So as it's growing, I said, hey, everybody pull up on me in Chicago. Why? Because I'm showing them how to use everything, you know, by leading by example so they can be independent. The goal is this: if people depended upon you and you had to be needed for everything, you're not gonna go nowhere anytime soon. Like, you're gonna be doing what you're doing every single month, but in the same place. You see what I'm saying? So understand this, guys. Ask yourself, what leaders am I working with? Who am I going to pour my energy and resources into? Right. I can't do that with everyone. Why? Because I can only have a select amount of people I pour my energy into. You can't do that with everybody because you're only going to have a select amount of people you can pour your energy into. Right. So who am I? Another thing, you know, if I'm a leader, you have to ask yourself this: who am I going to listen to? Or who am I listening to currently right now? That's another thing, you know, when you're growing and developing as a leader, who do you listen to? Do you listen to yourself and yourself don't have the results? You haven't been where your mentor been? This is another thing. If you see yourself blowing up and having major success, listen to me. Don't listen to yourself. Don't even give yourself a suggestion. Like, I'm gonna tell you this: the people I'm connected to that give me actions, they say, JBL, do this. Boom. I don't give them an if and a but. I don't, because I'm humble. I understand that. See, with you, if you have to question your mentor or play around with their time, like, they don't have to give you their time. Do you understand that they're good? If that makes sense, makes sense in the chat box. Successful people don't have to give you their time. They don't. They really don't. Like, hear me clearly on this call right now. They don't have to give you their time. If they give you their time, cherish it, honor it, because they don't have to give you their time. And if you question their time, you should question yourself. You really should, right? Y'all ask for JBL, I'm giving y'all what it is, for real. I'm telling y'all what it is, right? So understand this, guys. In leadership, you don't want, like I said, in leadership, you don't want to be needed, right? You have to lead them and set the example so they can be independent from you, right? Another thing, explosion happens when you lead leaders and not followers. Explosion happens when you begin to lead leaders and not followers. That's when explosion happens, right? The leader that leads by example is the leader that has the most success. The leader that leads by example is the leader that has the most success. So as my organization begins to grow, right? As my organization begins to grow, I want to not tell them what to do, but I want to show them what to do. Because the leader that always leads by example with every little thing, they're going to see the biggest explosion. Because I believe 80% or 90% of what we know, we learn visually. I believe 80 or 90% of what we know, 90% of what we know, we learn visually by somebody actually showing us, right? You see what I'm saying? I didn't learn how to drive by just like somebody telling me. I learned how to drive by modeling my parents drive growing up, by modeling my peers around me driving, you know, growing up. And then when it was my turn to do it, I just did it because I saw them do it. You see what I'm saying? You can teach somebody without even saying nothing, by them just actually watching you. That's a fact, right? That's how babies learn too. They just watch the parents do it. You know, they pick up the remote, they click on the channel, the kid gonna pick up the remote, click on the same, you know, learn how to use it visually, right? 90% of what you learn visually. So the leader that leads by example is the one that sees the most explosive growth with your organization. So if you have people that's connected with you in your organization, I'm gonna make sure that I show them how to do everything, not tell them, but show them how to do everything by demonstrating them myself. That's how you actually teach. You see what I'm saying? Next thing, understand this. You teach what you know, but you reproduce who you really are. You teach what you know, but you reproduce who you really are. So understand this: for me to work with a leader or develop them, it's going to take a high level of trust. Another thing, for me to develop somebody or lead anybody, is going to take a high level of trust. For people to listen to me, they have to trust me before they listen to me. If people don't listen to me, it's because they don't trust me. If my people that I plugged in, my organization, doesn't listen to me, it's because they don't trust me. They don't value me yet. Right? You can't lead anybody if they don't trust you, right? Trust is the foundation of leadership. Trust is the foundation of leadership, right? And understand this, guys. Another thing, everyone is not your assignment. That's another thing. Everyone is not your assignment. Everyone is not your assignment. I just thought I had to throw that out there. That's a fact. So for me to lead anyone, I have to have a relationship with them. For me to get anyone to listen to me, I have to have a relationship with them. For me to get anybody to do anything for me, with me, I have to have a relationship with me, right? Understand this, guys. Leadership is an adult game of show and tell. Leadership is an adult game of show and tell, meaning this, I'm going to show you it, and I'm going to tell you why I did that later. That's what leadership is. It's an adult game of show and tell. Let me show you by demonstrating it, right? And then I'm going to tell you why I did it that way later. You see what I'm saying? Understand this, guys. Show, like I said, show people the example and then tell them why you're doing it later. Show people the example and then tell them why you're doing it that way. And then tell them why you're doing it that way. That's what leadership is all about. You see what I'm saying? That's where you see multiplication at, right? Understand this, same thing, it happens at every area of life. The person that's leading and have no one following is only taking a walk. The person that's why I want to do this, because it's about to be a whole bunch of, new success stories actually happening within the organization. So if you're leading and nobody's listening, nobody's following, that means you're only taking a walk. If you're leading, nobody's following, you're only taking a walk. That's not leadership. You're not leading nobody, right? Understand this. All leaders touch hearts before they ask for hands. All leaders touch hearts before they ask for hands. All leaders touch hearts before they ask somebody to do something. Let me say it in layman terms. Like I said, all leaders touch hearts before they ask somebody to do something. You see what I'm saying? Because why would I listen to you and I got a relationship with you? Like, who is you? It's going to go in one ear out the another. I hear you, but I'm not listening, right? You have to connect with your people in order for them to listen to you. You have to connect with them. And if you don't want to do that, guess what? You're not being a leader. Just stay a follower. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, people don't care how much you know until they see how much you care about them. People don't care how much you know, what you know how to do until they see how much you care about them. Right? Understand this, guys. Keep leaders in the right environment and keep exposing them to greater things. That's another point. You want to keep your organization in the right environments. Why? Because it's the environments that frame their perspective. It's the environments that frame their mindset. It's the environments that inspires them. The greatest responsibility of leaders is to keep their organization inspired. If you can keep your people inspired, that's going to keep them listening and growing and showing up. You're not going to have to tell nobody to show up if they're inspired. Right? I'm giving you guys a cheat code. You see what I'm saying? If you with me, drop a 4 in the chat box if you with me. If you with me, drop some 4s in the chat box. I got about 5 more minutes with you guys. If you with me, drop some 4s in the chat box. So in leadership, understand this, it's the 20% that I need to focus on. Because 20% of people in your organization is going to do 80% of the work. 20% of people. Our chairman 50, Riyad Jones. This man went chairman 50, built the organization over 3,000 people with just 3 to 4 people. He only had 3 chairmen, three chairmen. Me, Gio, Midna McCoy, Martez Spellman, and just him, and his wife. Three people, 4 people. He built the organization of over 3,000 plus people with just 4 people. 20% of people gonna do 80% of the work. You see what I'm saying? If you get that, you're gonna get that. Trust me, that's a fact. 20% of people is gonna do 80% of the work. 20% of people is gonna create 80% of the revenue in your business. 20% of people is gonna create 80% of the revenue in your business, right? It's that what the 20% is that 1% of the world, right? So as a leader, I need to show you that I have your back no matter what. You wanna write that down? As a leader, I need to show you that I have your back no matter what. And what does that look like? If I'm doing a presentation for somebody in my organization and they only have 1 person show up on the call, that's cool. I'm not going to get mad at them. I still want to show up and let them know that I'm there for them. If somebody in my organization asks me to do something, I'm going to take out my time to help them do it. Why? Because I want to show them that I have their back. that I'm not just connected with them because they plugged into my business. I'm not just connecting with them because they got to roll with me. I'm not, they not just connect. I'm just not connected with them just because of monetary gain. If they need something, I'm going to show up. Why? Because I want to show them that I have their back. All leaders touch hearts before they ask for hands. This is leadership, right? Connection with your leaders is everything, right? Touch people's hearts, right? Understand that's another thing. Mentorship and coaching are two different things. Mentorship and coaching, mentoring and coaching are two separate things. That's another thing. Mentoring and coaching are two separate things, right? Also, managing and leading are two completely different things too. Managing and leading are two complete separate things. Managing and leading are two separate things, right? You can build a house with a solid foundation of trust. You can build a house with a solid foundation of trust. You can build a mansion with a solid foundation of trust. We're talking about leadership, right? And understand this, not my second part to this. Character makes trust possible. Having the right character, that makes trust possible. Having the right character makes trust with other people, with my organization, with the brand new customers that's plugged into my organization, possible. Character, right? Having a pleasing personality and leadership. When you're leading people, having a pleasing personality is everything. Meaning is, I'm going to choose to respond to everything and not react. And when things happen, I'm just going to respond. You see what I'm saying? No matter what he said or she said in my organization, I'm just going to have a pleasing personality. I can forgive, but I never forget. Pleasing personality. You see what I'm saying? Understand this, guys. When you are competent, another thing, when you are competent about the things you are saying to the people that you're leading, that builds trust with them as well too. When you are competent basically means I'm aware and I understand and I know how to get this done because I've done it before. When you are competent about what you're doing, when you are competent about what you're saying to them because you've done it yourself, that builds trust with people. That's a fact. And I can't lead anybody if they don't trust me. I can't lead anybody if I don't have a relationship with them, right? And if you're incompetent, meaning you're unsure, you give off uncertainty, you don't know, that doesn't build trust with people. People follow and listen and follow people who are competent about what they're doing and where they're going, right? Understand this, guys. Character is everything, right? Why? Because God can't take you where your character cannot sustain you, right? I got about 2 more minutes with you guys, right? That's the foundation of everything. I want you guys to understand this. Recognize that another thing in leadership and growing as a leader, you have to recognize that you have to get better. Listen to me, everybody on this line. You have to recognize that you have to get better. Me, JV, I recognize that I have to get better, and that's not going to happen overnight. It's not. But how do I get better over time? Time is on your side. In leadership and growing, time is on your side. So you have to recognize that you have to get better. You don't know everything. Give yourself time to process and grow. See, oh, I like this. Thank you. Look, time is on your side. Like, I met a 19-year-old yesterday, and it's about the mindset. I met a 19-year-old yesterday when I went to this car dealership to go look at this car that I really want. And this 19-year-old, no, I believe she was 19. She said she ran 3-4 businesses, and she said she had a bunch of employees and things like that. 19 years old. And I'm just like, my mind was just blown. But I'm understanding, like, you can get better over time by individually like working on specific things. So meaning this, if you recognize you got to get better, give yourself time to develop the skill set of presenting. Give yourself time of developing the skill set of prospecting. Give yourself time to develop the skill of promoting. You see what I'm saying? Give yourself time to learn the skill set of trading. You see what I'm saying? Just like wine, like you're going to get better over time, right? Just like wine. The longer the wine sits, the richer it gets, the better it gets, right? Understand this, guys. But when you're someone that's not aware of the things that you have, listen to me. If you're someone that's not aware of the things that you have to work on to get better at, right? That means that you're unconscious competent. You're unconscious competent. You don't even know that you don't know. And that's what a lot of people act. If you've been in the same place for a minute, you're unconscious competent. You don't even know that you don't know that you're stuck. You don't even know that you know that you've been like repeating cycles every week. You don't know that you don't know. That's called unconscious competent. That's the worst place to be in. All successful people are conscious competent, right? Personal evolution is a master key to success. Personal evolution is the master key to success. If I want to get better at a thing, I have to be intentional about getting better at it. And if I want to see multiplication in my business and my organization, I have to understand how to lead the 20%. I have to learn how to identify and equip people to see the multiplication really starts to happen. You see what I'm saying? So organizations and businesses stop growing when the price gets too high. Meaning this, when you don't want to put in the work to grow, that's when the price gets too high. When you want to, when the leader and the people in the organization don't want to show up no more, they don't want to listen, they don't want to grow. That means the price got too high and they don't want to pay that price. Don't be that person that don't want to pay the price for your success. You see what I'm saying? Understand this, guys. In leadership, there will always be pressure for you to perform. In leadership, there will always be pressure for you to perform and set the pace. That's what leadership is all about. Leadership is about you making the first step. JVL, I done signed up 12 to 15 people in the past 30 days. I done signed up 12 to 15 people in the past 30 days. 30 days. Leadership is about pressure for you to perform and set the pace. You know what I'm saying? Understand this, guys. You have to be that person that's willing to take the risk. You have to be that person that's willing to take the risk. You have to be that person that's willing to take the risk, right? And like I said, trust takes time to build, but it can also be going in seconds. Trust takes time to build, but it also can be going in seconds, right? When you compromise your character, you compromise your trust. When you compromise your character, you also compromise your trust. And what I mean by compromising your character, if you get out of character, you compromise your trust with that person. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to respond. Understand this. Last thing. Two more things. If you can't lead your organization, then now you're managing. If you can't lead the people that you got plugged in right now that's enrolled with you, then that means you're managing them. And because you're managing, you can't create momentum. Why? Because only leaders can create momentum. Because only leaders can create momentum. And if I can't create momentum in my business, I don't have a business. If I can't create momentum in my business, I don't have a business. And if I can't create momentum with the people I'm leading, that means I'm leading followers. I'm managing. If you can't create momentum, this call makes sense. No one wants to follow a leader who can't solve problems. No one wants to listen to somebody that can't make things happen. No one wants this. If you have a small organization, your business not growing, it's because you're not leading by example. No one wants to follow somebody that can't make things happen. No one wants to follow nobody. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, guys, lastly, So with that being said, I don't want to overcook the grits at all. But, if you got some value from the call, let's go ahead and drop some 777s in the chat box, right? I didn't want this call to be long at all. But I did want to give you guys a couple of leadership principles that you guys can apply this week. And it doesn't just go for this business. It goes for the business. It goes for sports. It goes for your life. It goes for every single area of your life. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, leadership is the highest paid position. Take these principles and apply it, guys. So like I said, it's lit the promotion. And then I'm going to say this, even if it's one person that qualifies for the promotion and go 2-3 this week, right? Choose your prize. It's going to get better every Sunday. Trust me. When I tell you, don't miss out. It's going to get better every single Sunday with the giveaways. And that's on my mama. That's on my mama. It's going to get better every single Sunday. Trust me. Don't feel it in your stomach. So even if it's one person that qualified, you get to choose it. If it's me, I'm going to mess around and go 2-3. I'm going to treat myself to a spa day. For real. But nevertheless, I love y'all. And I'm going to see y'all all at the top. Let's get it.